I think every guy in a relationship has had their dick smelled at some point in time. There's always been a moment where your girl's like, let me smell your dick. And you're like, huh? You heard me. Let me smell it. Hey, look, honest question here. All right. I want transparency here.
Uh-huh.
All right. Is everyone here? Rocky?
Rocky deafened.
Okay. All right. Well.
Thank you, Rocky.
Way to go,
Jesus Christ.
Way
Rocky.
to go, Rocky.
Trying to do some community building.
And he's got
honestly.
ruined. We got a sweaty Freddy thanks to Rocky.
It's a Friday.
Rocky,
Way to
Rocky,
go,
Rocky.
Rocky.
All right. Jesus Christ. About time you undeafen. All right. I need a transparent moment from all the men here. All right. For our communities, for just honesty's sakes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is everyone ready for the question?
Yes.
Has your significant other ever asked to smell your dick?
No.
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 I've never,
Guys.
No. I know what. No.
Rilla,
Are you referencing the? Isn't that a song?
No.
It is a song. Yeah,
It is a song.
It was
No.
American Idol, right?
It was
referencing-
It was like, let me, yeah, it's like you've been
Rock
cheating,
community.
yeah.
You let me smell your dick.
That's what I'm saying. But no, I'm referencing
Yeah,
a skit I was watching with my community, and that's what the woman said to the guy in the skit. She was like, let me smell your dick. And
Yeah,
I
so
said,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Go ahead.
what?
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought that was done.
And I had said, well, if we're being honest, every man's woman has actually smelled their dick at some point in time in a relationship. So I was like, I'm gonna just ask 3 gentlemen who I'm confident who've had relationships at some point in time in their life or who are currently in. Has your significant other ever asked to smell your dick?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, Rilla.
Honesty? No,
That's
not really.
honesty time. No.
Full transparency. I have not been in a relationship long enough where that would have been a question that came up. So
I am married
okay.
and that's never come up, so like I feel
so
like
you're
I'm not
married?
getting there. Yeah, I'm
I didn't know
married.
you're married.
What?
Yeah.
When'd you get married?
The McQuains get married early, dude. Like they pop off.
February 2020, beat the pandemic.
You didn't say nothing to nobody? It wasn't on social media? You didn't get...
It is on social media, Rilla. Do you follow me? Do you follow me? Do you follow me? I've tweeted my wife like 12 times.
12?
I mean, like, I've tweeted like, oh yeah, I'm baking my wife. I made my wife a cake like 2 weeks ago. You didn't like
No,
it.
I saw the cake.
I'm hurting.
I didn't know
What do you
that
think
was
I
from
made
your
it
wife.
for?
I thought you were just making cake. I don't know that was a wifey cake.
Just making cake to make cake.
Oh, one of my moms said they knew that you were married.
Was it? Who was it?
It's T. T said she
Oh,
knew
T.
you were
Yeah. He's a real one.
Also, like, I feel like that's a question for somebody who has trust issues. Like, if they think that you're unfaithful, right?
No,
Like,
no. See, well, in the skit,
think so?
the setup is like he comes in from the shower. He comes in from the gym talking about he's super sweaty, and you know she gets a whiff, and she's like, "You don't smell sweaty." And she's like, "I think you've been doing something else." So let me smell
He's
your dick.
got fake pallets, by the way.
yeah. So she thinks he's
But,
been
like,
doing
Yeah, but that's
such
because
shit.
Being on
yeah. There's a setup there though. She has suspicions.
Right. Yeah. I've never done anything in the short relationships that I've had that have made anybody feel like I'm being unfaithful. If like I'm also an over communicator, so if I'm ever to the point where somebody's thinking that, like,
no.
I don't think it would ever happen.
Oh, wake me up.
Gotta wake up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Huh?
But yeah, I've also never dated anybody for more than like 5 months. So
5 months should be a good enough time. Well, I guess it's different if you're living with someone. Austin, your wife's never asked to smell your dick, Austin.
Oh!
Austin, never.
My wife trusts me. All I do is work and play video games. What am I gonna be up
never
to?
like went out, came in, and she was like, "Whoa," you know, she's like, like, what were you doing? It's like, "Oh, I went to the gym," but it's like, well, you don't smell sweaty.
I've never ever. You keep saying that like that's a thing that happens.
Well, because it's happened to me.
Those exact words was like, I went to the gym.
Let me
You don't
smell your
smell
dick.
sweaty. Let me.
No,
Like, what?
I've come home from work and not been like stinking because like when I used to work at the warehouse,
Yeah, okay.
And I was at work. She was like, well, why aren't you stinking like normal? And I'm like, oh, well, today was a chill day. All I did was unload pallets. I didn't actually like do any real work. She's like, huh. And it was like, let
Get
me
over
smell
here.
your dick. And I was like,
over
wait,
here.
what? Yeah, like, get over here. Let me smell your dick. And I was like, are you serious right now? And it was like serious, so.
But
Yeah, that's
it's not to check for sweat though. That's the thing.
No, it's just to
it's-
not check for mold stank
It's
on
like
you.
what you've been up to,
Shame.
where you've been putting that. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sniffing for shame. Exactly. Yeah.
Like it's sniffing for that smell that I know I don't wear. You know? Yeah, every girl wears like some type
Oh
of smell good.
no, I'm Rancor.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Oh shit, you're Rancor.
Shit.
Does Freddy say he's gonna kill at least one person? Austin, is this your second hook or did you go second phase first hook?
Second hook.
Oh. I can't believe the other married guy here has never had his dick sniffed. It's kind of weird. Oh, well, cool.
I mean, I'll let
But
you
go
know
off,
if I end up in a more long-term committed relationship. You best believe if it ever happens, really, you're the first text that's going out, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Guess what happened today?
Girlfriend just asked you, you'll never guess what happened.
So Goosey, Rose has never asked you when after a long day of work and you come home, you don't smell like work.
Nope, never.
So Rose has never like
That's-
sniffed
no.
you.
Never, not once.
I don't think that's normal.
I think it is.
I mean, like, I don't think it's. I don't know.
I think it is, cause I feel like, you know, once you get like that established relationship, like, you know, when this person goes and does this, they come home stinking or they come home this. So they're like, I went to the gym and they walk by you like, damn, you smell
back already?
fresh as hell. You went to the gym? But you don't smell like sweat at all. Oh, we know it was a light workout today. It's kind of like, huh? Light
Yeah,
to
but
the
that's
point
like
where you
a
ain't got no
roundabout-
stank on you?
It's a roundabout way of saying that you don't trust that they're telling you, that you don't believe what they're saying, right? So like,
but I mean,
that's a trust
yeah.
issue.
But like,
not necessarily
yeah, I was
trust
about to
issues,
say.
that's just a check. You know what I mean?
Sure it is.
But like,
when
it's a check because you're not sure.
Trust.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
You
It's
know-
like, all right, like the lion is the king of the jungle, right? And he'll let like
Hold up.
certain shit slide to an extent.
Somebody in my chat said, yeah, that's normal for some.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like one of those things, like a lion, the king of the jungle. He'll let shit slide to an extent, but eventually he'll slap a bitch. You know, just let him know. I'll still do it. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things, like, you know, if your wife, if your significant other questions you on some shit, she's like, I love you, I trust you, but you know, I ain't no damn dummy. Like, you could be trying to do some dirty shit, you know. Just want to let you know I'll sniff your dick and make sure you're not.
Keep you alive.
Keep them honest, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's.
Can't say.
Well,
I've been,
you know, because
oh, shoot,
I feel like Rocky's gonna get one girl. That's
Dude,
good.
Austin got fucking
I don't
tongue
think
into
so.
oblivion.
They do not like me.
Or should
Is
be
there a
like
hook
nice
near you,
to
Austin?
Rip. He's
he's
me.
Maureen. He had a
Yeah.
Maury. That's why he was tunneling.
He
in.
wanted that
I
Maury,
found
man.
his ruin. It's on the hill, right where he died.
You got moried. Ew.
He got Maury.
Yeah, he didn't like me.
It shouldn't be.
Or maybe
I'm
he
not-
liked you a whole
I'm
lot.
not saying your significant other should sniff your dick every time you leave the house, guys. I'm just saying, has the question ever been posed? Like,
No,
you know, that's
never.
all.
No.
Like, sometimes,
No.
sometimes it has, sometimes it hasn't. If it has, okay, cool, you get it. If it hasn't, okay, that's cool too. Like I said, you know, my wife hasn't
How many-
sniffed mine countlessly, but it has happened.
I was about to
That
say,
was
all
great.
right,
It's
all right,
not like
give
a,
me-
it's not like
give
a
me a-
5 p.m. special. Like, okay,
Right,
I'm down.
Every day he
Tuesday
comes
at
home.
4.
All right,
She's
Rilla,
sniffing,
drop
you know what I
him.
mean? Yeah. It was like one time it was like I went to work, came home, I wasn't sweaty, I wasn't stinking. She was like, "What the fuck? You went to work?
an
You
easy,
say?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
easy day. Just an easy day at the office.
Yep, have not had that happen to me. Maybe one day I'll get there. I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. I mean, if you never get there, it's fine. But it's not a requirement that, you know, you got to get smelled. Oh, there's not a window there.
I'm gonna end my stream and be like, so why have you not smelled my dick? And we're gonna see how that conversation goes on. What you think I'm not a threat?
What you think?
You think I wouldn't go
see it
smash
someone
a
else?
chick or something? When I say I'm going to the gym or I'm going to work, I'll go find a random and hump. Oh wait, Goosey, you gonna say Rocky?
I thought you were.
No,
But
the
I'm
killer was
going,
chasing me in the shack.
Oh,
but
Rocky
he's
going
going back now.
Rocky gonna get bored.
Rocky.
Rocky.
Yeah, the killer
Rocky's
was-
already
I am
ran
gonna
for it, though.
Yeah, he's gonna camp him now because he knows. Don't worry, I had calm spirit.
Love that
Oh,
for
yeah,
you.
it does counter him. Holy shit! Oh, he's coming back. Go, go, because he knows I saved you. There you go.
It's kind of weird because this topic like wraps around what me and my wife were talking about. She listens to Kevin Samuels even though she hates him sometimes and likes him sometimes. So this is one of the times she hated him. And he was saying like
He's going back the other way, Rocky.
that rich men don't cheat. They just
There you
exercise their options.
He's gonna slug me. He's slugging me.
Oh wow, he really wants Rocky. And I was saying, yeah, that makes sense. And she got in like this like huge uproar. She's like, no, because if you really love somebody, this,
He's
that,
going
and
back
other,
that way?
blah, 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 blah. It was really good debate.
He's still chasing Rocky, Rilla.
All right, I'm going to get you. Rocky, where are you?
He's by the
muted.
house.
I'm by mid. I'm gonna die though, probably.
Yeah,
I'm fully
wants
recovered.
you. Yeah,
It's okay.
He got you.
Hey, go get Goosty.
I was legit bumping him into the wall. And he didn't give a flying fuck.
But I agree with your wife, Rilla.
What?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm
That
gonna go.
you're not just exercising options. Like everybody has options. You might have more if like you're rich or like a celebrity or something, but it's still cheating.
Yeah, but she was saying like he's condoning it. I was saying she's misunderstanding his angle of approach of his content. She's like, what do you mean by that? I was like, his approach is telling the average everyday woman you don't want a 1% man because this is the attitude that they have. They have the attitude and arrogance of I can do whatever they want. And she's like, that's not right. And I'm like, no, it's not about right or wrong. It's the spoiled child syndrome. This person is 1%. They're rich. They get everything they want. No is not an option to them. So
it also depends on what the person is looking for in a significant other. Usually when people are that motivated towards their work and obsessed with their work, they're not looking for love. They're just looking for companionship. So they can get as much of that as they want because of their position. So like it's again, it's person to person, but I feel like relationships are a lot of work and they can be a lot of work, and a lot of people don't want to put in that work, but they will because they feel like they're getting something valuable in return. And people, if they have all their other needs met, a lot of people will give up on the idea of love or romance. They're like, I don't need that anymore because I got all this other shit and I just want people. I want a companion, and that's why people will get like a trophy wife or a trophy husband, you know, if they are really well off. So I do see that point.
You can't kill me, bro. It's my first hook, you idiot.
They have a different view. People in those positions have a different view on romance.
And that's how I was telling. I was like, you have to understand, like, you have the average woman calling this guy, telling him that she wants a millionaire. But she doesn't understand that it's entirely different there. And I tell her, like,
I have a gen almost done on the opposite side of the map before I went to save Rocky. So yeah, save me. I could probably try to run him one more time because he's gonna tunnel me.
So my point to her, I was like, you know, the tricky part about relationships.
Oh shit, I'm blind.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
Huge.
Oh fuck.
Clutch.
Alright. Well, that worked out good. He's probably gonna try to find you and slug me. I have on breakable though, so joke's on him.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
never mind. And I was like, it's hard for a normal person to build a bond with a person that can buy the world. I'm like, because they in a sense won't have regular struggles. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, if your car breakdowns on the side of the road, you call him crying, he'll just buy you a new car. Versus I'll work some extra days in my job. We can, you know, run your credit. We can trade that car. Versus trying to figure out how to fix the issue. This person can just fix money.
There's
fixes every issue. I'm like, so you won't. I'm like, average people go through struggle, which creates bonds and foundations for a very strong marriage and relationship.
That's a very good point.
Average person with a rich person, how do you create that bond? You're doing everything you're supposed to do as an established couple. Yeah. Like you're at the finish. He's already at the finish line.
He's at the finish line. Exactly. You're not working towards goal.
Yeah, you
So
just
it's like,
got
how
brought
do you-
along at that point.
How do you close that gap? Because you're in two different worlds.
Like it's definitely possible, but it depends on the person, right? Like For example, if like if say I'm the rich person here and I'm
He's
in
coming
a
back to
relationship
hook.
with somebody who's trying to get their own thing going, and I kind of like say they do like crafts or art or try to get like some sort of website going or their own business. It's not, you can then kind of like celebrate together on their achievements, right? Like I could celebrate her achievements with her and like be there for her, but also you'd be able to support in a way that they wouldn't be able to get support otherwise. I can invest in it or, you know, put money towards it or something like that. And then it's not a,
it's like somebody saying that. I was like, but at the same time, would they really even give a fuck? Cause she's like, what if you have a family member that dies? I'm like, somebody rich who has the world at their fingertips don't really give a fuck about your family. I'm like, they'll grow to the point to give a fuck after a few years, but if you just start dating this person, you actually think he gives a fuck about your family? Like, why would he?
And again, it depends on the person, right? Like, person to person, some people would give a fuck.
Get started? I have the fucking thing in the lime and the coconut.
He put his lime
Shake
in
it all
your
up,
coconut,
though.
dude.
Gotta shake it.
Is he
Maybe I
for?
didn't
Oh,
wait
he's
long
for.
enough. I don't know.
Dodge, Goosey.
But and I was saying, like, you know, so you have to try to build something with someone who doesn't like in any relationship, a person doesn't have much invested in you, and over time they'll care about your aunts, care about your family, hell, care about your dog. But if
It's
like
hard to build that foundation with somebody who's
like,
yes.
yeah,
I agree with that. That's the obstacle you have to overcome if you're dating somebody that's like a top 0.1%.
Yeah,
I feel like it also depends on how you got your money, though. Because if you were born into that money, like
versus
that's
if you
a
work
whole
for it.
you're a
different
lot
mindset.
more disconnected than someone who earned it. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so we were talking about that now, because like I said, I think not meaning to, but she lets like her views and her morals, she pours that on his view. But I'm like, no, you have to understand his view. His view is saying you don't want a 1% man. So her pushback was like, well, then who do 1% men want? I'm like, they can get whatever the fuck they want. They don't have to be set on one. They have a catalog. They can pick whatever they want at any time they want to get.
Yeah, usually the type of person that they're going to go for, I would think, would be somebody who is already very independent, and it almost lends itself to unhealthy relationships, because you're going to be going for somebody who plays games, who really thinks who the fuck they are, because they're going to want to have that chase of like, I'm chasing this person. It's something that I can't have and I want it, because that's the type of mentality that gets people uber rich, is wanting everything that you can't have or don't have. So like I think that you're setting yourself up for some toxic relationships. Because
she was watching this show with this realtor who sells multi-million-dollar homes. It was on Netflix or something. And the guy was hitting on her, and she clearly stated she had a boyfriend, and the guy was like, okay, cool, but he kept hitting on her to the point where it just kind of created an uncomfortable position. She's like, why does he keep doing that? I'm like, because he's legit got every single thing he's wanted since he got this status. There's no, in his mind, first of all, to get to that status, you have to have, something has to be off a little bit, not like crazy, but a little bit. Like, cause I read a book like Go for No. I'm like, so for him, a no is just like, yeah, try again later.
Yeah,
like, a no is never
right
a
now.
definite answer. It's always try again later, because in his history to get here, he's gotten so many no's along the way that became yeses that he doesn't know how to accept a no. I'm like, her options are deal with assholes like this for the rest of her realtor career, or don't sell $1 million homes. I'm like, which one do you think she's going to pick?
Yeah.
She's going to keep dealing with assholes like this, because $1 million homes, 6-figure commissions are at stake. So this is just what you're gonna have to deal with. I'm like, so this, you know, the Kevin Samuels guys, his perspective is, if you want a 1% man, a top earner, this is the bullshit you're going to have to deal with and be cool with, because this is what they do. And I'm like, and you have, you know, everyday average women looking for these high values in men that are only found in average men who are not only found, but mostly found in average men who are humbled because they have to live in the reality of the world, and not everything is accessible to them whenever they want to. So it's a different mindset. This dude can get whatever the fuck he wants whenever he wants. This dude has to play within the rules and try to beat the game every single day of his life to get to that point. That's why if you get a broke guy and make him rich, those marriages tend to last, versus a rich guy getting a broke chick and marrying her. You know what I'm saying? It's just because one has a foundation that was established and grew, and the other is, I picked her out at the club smashed her a couple times and she ended up getting a ring. But I got prenup, so it's all good.
Yeah, there's also like a lot of toxic male mentalities just in general, even if they're not rich. Like I have friends like growing up who would have that same mentality of she's got a boyfriend, and then she wouldn't give a shit. The guy just doesn't give a shit, and they'd have the mentality of just because there's a goalie doesn't mean I can't score. You know, and it's like
I've been that before.
It's an ego trip. It's a power thing of like I want to be better than what you have right now and steal you away. And it's like,
just for my own entertainment, but not to actually build anything.
It's literally for your own entertainment. And then the shittiest thing is you have to realize, and this is for like ladies listening, if a guy comes along and they're giving you that special attention and like they steal you away from whoever you're with, once they get what they want, that type of mentality is going to lose interest almost immediately. So you're really setting yourself up for failure by talking to people like that. And that's kind of almost a two-way street too. Like if they'll leave somebody for you, then they'll leave you for someone else too. So like, guys and gals, if someone's leaving you or leaving their significant other to come be with you, that's a red flag for me. And also it should be a red flag for the other person as well. Like if you're jumping ship to go to somebody else, they're gonna get bored.
Yeah, because that's what like after the honeymoon phase is like the first hurdle of a relationship, and that's what they say on that podcast as well. It's like because like what pisses her off a lot of times is he'll say to the women like, what do you have to offer this man? And everything they say they have to offer, he tells them, you know, 1%er doesn't give a fuck about any of the things you have to offer because he could just buy it. And so she was like, well, why should a 1%er even get a wife? I'm like, because he can. Like, I mean, why else?
Right. It's another thing to attain.
Yeah, it's something to do. You know? And I'm like, when you're at that point, sometimes you just need shit to do. I'm like, yeah, you could pay an escort to be your companion for a year and be your arm candy at events. Or you could just go get some random chick who's dying to be with you, who's thinking of nothing but you. There's already an 8-to-1 ratio of women and men. So like you got, I mean, it's easy. Right? Like you can legit have a different chick every day of the week when you're a 1%er. And so like, I was like, that's why he's always pushing to go for average guys who have average mentalities, who want to build average things. He's like, because the end goals are different from average men and 1%ers. He's like, you know, like one woman saying, you know, she had money, she was loyal, she was this, that, and other, and she cooked, she cleaned. He's like, so everything you have to offer a 1% is everything he could just buy with money.
Yeah, like, well, the one thing that you can't buy is genuine connection, but it's a matter of whether the person, again, it comes down to the honeymoon
phase to get it though.
For. Yeah, but that's again
the tricky part. You see what I'm saying? Because if he's, you know, going through his Playboy phase.
Yeah, if he's going through a Playboy phase, but that's where like the right person or a certain type of person would be able to demonstrate their value beyond just things that are tangible that you give to that person. That emotional connection is something that they know if they sever, they're not going to get that with anybody else. It's what makes the connection, a person feel and look special in your eyes, right? Like I've been with people that really like on paper, you know, they don't necessarily go above and beyond of what they're giving to me, but something about the connection of the way that we speak to each other and the way that we talk, the way that we connect, the way that we vibe, it's chemistry that has no dollar amount, right? Like it's invaluable. You can't place a value on it because that connection is not something I might interact with 100 different people, 200 different people in a day, and I'm not having that chemistry with anybody else, but I'm having that connection with this one person, which is what makes it feel like a 1 in a million type deal, which makes it feel valuable. Just like I told you, your friendship to me is worth more than that $3 million bag. That's not true about all my friends, right? It's because of the friend, and it's not because you're giving, like you do shit for me. I'm not asking you to come over and fix up some stuff around my house, or like, you know, you're not taking me out to
use a microwave. No, oven. Sorry,
you're not teaching me how to use a microwave or a can opener. You didn't teach me either of those things. So it's not that shit. It's not the shit that I could just pay somebody to do, right? It's the intangibles, because those things we're emotional. While we're very logical creatures as human beings, we are also very emotional beings. Some are more logical than emotional. Some are more emotional than logical, but we're all a little bit of both. And when you have the right relationship, and that's where love comes into play, you can't place a dollar amount on it. It's just what people are looking for, and what they most of the time find is what you're putting out, you end up tending to attract. So if you're putting out that Playboy atmosphere, that Playboy vibe, or the I'm better than everybody type vibe, you're going to have people seeking to like coming to you to try and gain the wrong things. You're going to be putting the wrong things out there and you're going to be attracting the wrong shit. But that's why they say, like, if you love yourself, you'll find a good partner, because if you care about yourself, you put the time in, you invest in yourself, you do the things that you like to do, you work on your passions, your interests, you're going to meet people of a similar mindset, similar mentality. And if you're independent and happy on your own, you'll attract somebody who's independent and happy and wants to exist in that same
huntress.
Oh, I spawned on her totem, unfortunately, so she's not happy. So my counter to that, when you say love, after watching, random strangers go on these podcasts with these,
I just ran right through her.
1% men, and they ask like, what do they need, this, that, and the other. I always find it interesting how they always say they want love, they want this, they want that. And when you make up the dream scenario for them, right? You give them the man that they say they want, but you change the dollar amount that he earns. He's no longer the man of their dreams anymore. Like that, that's what breaks the camel's back.
Is what people say and what people say they want or think they want versus what they really want are different things. And it's a matter of knowing, like,
wow, great prediction.
A lot of people don't actually know what they want. So what they're saying and what they're feeling are different things. And that's the problem there, is that people don't know how to check in with themselves. They don't know how to think about what they're thinking about, think about their feelings, process their feelings or their emotions. So many people are so indecisive about what they want for fucking dinner. They don't know what the fuck they want in a significant other. I ask people all the time, I'll be like, if you have two buttons in front of you, one button you'll push it and you'll have $1 billion, but you'll be miserable for the rest of your life. The other button, you'll be broke, but you'll be happy for the happiest you can be for the rest of your life. A lot of people press the $1 billion button, which sounds stupid. It's like, you want to be happy, right? Logically, you should pick the happy button. You'll be happy. The other one, you're going to be miserable, even with the $1 billion. Because people will think, I'm miserable now. I can't imagine being more miserable with $1 billion. I'll just take the $1 billion. I can't imagine not being happy with $1 billion, because they're like, I got problems now. The $1 billion will make me happy.
Right.
But there's psychological studies of people who win the lottery, and 6 months after they win the lottery, they adjust back to their previous level of happiness or lower, because now they have new problems and they've realized that the money hasn't solved them, or they're broke again because they spent it all, or their friends are asking them for money, or new people are coming into their life and they don't know if it's a genuine friendship because they're after their money. So like, it's new problems that they don't know how to deal with, and they were already miserable before. So it's kind of one of those things of, if you don't think that you're going to find real love because you haven't, or you don't know what it's like to be treated well or to have a trusting or loving relationship, you're just going to take the guy with the biggest dollar amount, because you're like, well, if he cheats on me or is emotionally abusive or whatever else, it's not a good relationship. At least I got the money. Exactly. So
and that's what I find funny in those situations when I hear him, because he'll say all the moral things that they say they have to have from a man, this man has, but he won't have the dollar amount, and that's the deal breaker. And it's kind of like, well, what do you want love for then? Do you want money or do you want love? Because if someone doesn't have the money, but as a man, if a woman had everything I wanted and didn't have money, I'm fine with that. We'll figure money out. You can figure out money. That's the crazy part. You can't figure out the other shit. You can figure out money. Like, making money isn't hard. Well, it necessarily isn't easy, but you have to be willing to work to make money. So
I would argue that it's harder to change like chemistry than it is to make money. Like, I feel like, absolutely, no question. I feel like no one disagrees. Yeah, you can figure out money, you can grind a little bit.
But morals and you as a person and what I want and expectations and
you
family
can't force somebody to be
like
something.
That. That's entirely, like, if you don't want kids, I can't move you off that. So, like, if I was to marry a woman who was a millionaire and she didn't want kids, what am I doing? Right,
exactly.
But if I
that's not something you can just.
But if I marry a woman who's who is a waitress at a shitty place that doesn't make much money, but she has everything else I want, well, we can find you a better job.
Exactly. It's one of my friends said it's like an 80-20 rule. You got to get in your significant other. You should look for 80% of the things that you want out of a person. You should be looking for them to give 80% of that to you. The 20%, it's also important to know, like, of that 20% of what you're looking for, are any of those deal breakers? Like, are they giving you the necessary things? Is that in the 80%? If those 20% is they don't want kids, but you do, like, that's a deal breaker. Like, Yeah, it comes into factor. But everything else, like, you know, do they do this? Do they do that? You're never gonna get somebody who's the whole 100, who's everything. You know, you want it's a compromise in relationships, whether it's romantic or even friendships or any other type of relationship. It's always a give and take.
Yeah.
What are you willing to put up with? What is where are your barriers, and like what are your hard no's and your deal breakers? You know, like what lines cannot be crossed, type deal. But
because I find it funny when I listen to these women, they want it all, and it's like you can't get it all. That's not how it works.
You also have to realize, like, having expectations sets you up for failure, because then you're looking at what you have in terms of what it isn't instead of what it is.
So close. Go see, take a hit.
When you look at things in terms of what it isn't instead of what it is, you're like, you might have so many things from this person, but you're focused on the what isn't there, and expectations will fuck your present reality. Because, for example, if I go to Disneyland, right? Say I go to Disney World and I'm expecting to go on these specific rides and have this specific experience, but then maybe one of the rides closed. Now my entire trip's gonna be ruined because I didn't go as expected. It's like, okay, then you can go on this and have this experience, and this might be enjoyable in a different way. It's like, it's not what you were looking for or hoping for, but it's still fun or enjoyable or enriching in a different way. And you're counting on what it is and what it is.
Yeah, whereas you went to Disney World, you was like, yo, I just want to have fun with my friends. You would get everything you would want, because no matter what would happen, you would have fun with your friends, because those are your friends.
Yeah, and I mean, I just know, like, personally with relationships, a lot of times trying to figure out where things are going or expecting them to be a certain way gets in the way of just being able to enjoy what it actually is. Enjoy it for what it is. It's like, well, people think about, like, the future a lot, and it's like, you can't know if, oh, is this person I'm going to marry, or is this going to be a serious thing, or is this going to be a long-term relationship? You can't know that ahead of time. You're not living 5 years in the first, like, month that you're dating somebody. You can't know that. Right. So you just got to take it a day at a time. What's right?
I feel like getting into relationships, it's important to be honest with yourself about what you're looking for and what you're willing to compromise.
Absolutely.
Like, if
hard,
you
though.
go into, and it sucks, because it's like, oh, we have that chemistry, but none of our life goals align. Like, I want kids, you don't want kids. You know, I want to live, you know, in this general vicinity, you want to move overseas. Like, I've seen friends get into relationships that's like, I don't ever want to leave the country, but they want to live overseas, but we'll make it work.
Right.
Like, that's like, those aren't compromise
That's
things.
someone
that's
has
like
to
someone
forfeit
resents.
something.
Yeah,
someone's gonna build resentment there. Versus if it's like, yo, maybe we should just not date, because that's gonna be
and
a
that
deal
can be a
breaker.
hard pill to swallow too for some people, because then it's like the rejection of, like, oh, it would work if this thing about you was different, and that's where it comes down to. If money's the issue, that's changeable. If it's, oh, if this one part of your personality and who you are was different, like, that's not changeable easily. Like,
that's not the same thing. Yeah, like,
It
you
could
gotta
be like
have
a
a list of compromise things versus, like, you gotta hold your ground. Like, not try and change the other person. You just gotta know if it doesn't line up, it doesn't line up.
Right. Because, like, when me and my wife first met, she wanted 1 kid, I wanted 4. So we agreed on either 2 or 3. But it was it was still an underlying agreement of we both want kids. It wasn't like she didn't want kids at all.
Yeah, you're compromising
different
on
world
your own.
there.
Come on, babe.
Like,
carry
that's
this baby for 9 months for the team. You know what I mean? Let this this great responsibility of parenthood soothe you and love you into doing something that you don't want to do, because everyone wants to. You know, it wasn't that. It was like we both wanted, but. Like she said, well, what if I didn't want kids? I'm like, well, we probably would have got married, because I want kids. Like, she was like, really? That would be a deal breaker? I'm like, yeah. Like, that's a non-negotiable. Like, I want kids. Like, is that selfish? Of course it is. But in a relationship, sometimes you gotta be a little selfish on certain things so you don't waste another person's time. Because then that's all you end up doing is wasting someone's time. So if you're selfish a little bit, you save that person the time they would have wasted with you, whether it be few months, few years, or whatever, you know.
It's not even selfish, you know. There's a difference between selfish versus self-interested, and I think people need to stop having a negative connotation about being self-interested. At the end of the day, you are the common denominator in your life in everything you do, whether you're doing sports or games or, you know, finance.
Right.
Whether you're friends with a bunch of people, dating a bunch of people, it doesn't matter. Everything you do, you're the common denominator. You're involved in it. So you should be self-interested. You should want to work on yourself, improve yourself, do things that are beneficial to you. It's just a matter of also being considerate of other people and not looking for your gain at the detriment of someone else. There's a difference.
That's super
there.
important as well. So like, I think, and that's what I was telling her. I was like, because and I tell her, like, I can't speak for all women. I can only speak for the women that call into these shows and they're so surprised by these answers. I'm like, something that because I tell her I agree with a lot of things they say. I just take it with a grain of salt because I know the perspective in which they're talking, so I can understand it. Because she was like, "Do you think if you're a 1% man, would you cheat?" And I'm like, "Well, we've built the foundation, so I don't cheat not because I don't have options. I don't cheat because in my mind, hurting you will hurt me just as much, and I can't picture me hurting you to that extent for my own pleasure. And that's the real reason. It's, that's the thing that makes sense to me because I feel like it would destroy my wife, and I'm like that shit will hurt me so much. I'd be a terrible example as a man to my daughter, terrible example of a man to my son. So those are a lot of the reasons where I was like, I don't even entertain it, put time, energy into it, or think about it. And I was like, what I noticed is like with the women that call into the show, it's weird because they're always older. They're like, a lot of times they're over 30. And it's like, you would think they would have some type of insight to this or some type of just something being at that age, but it's almost like still believing in the tooth fairy in a sense that even though you have failed relationships or children already or whatever the case may be, that you still think it's possible for you to go out here and find a man making with a man with no kids, same moral values as you, making $300,000 to $400,000 a year.
I don't know if it's that people expect it. I think it's that they hope for it, honestly.
Yeah,
and
like I said, it's like a kid believing in the tooth fairy. So it's like,
but kind of like I was saying before, I think that somebody that's that age, right, and has had a lot of life experience, failed at relationships, toxic relationships, whatever, they stop believing that the good thing is possible. So they just come up with an unnatural, impossible build of a guy that they're looking for that would trump every problem that they've ever had because they've had enough issues that they don't want to work through anything else going forward. They're like, I want somebody who will never give me any issues again. But what it was an interesting point that kind of just got brought up in my chat is sometimes you need struggles and you need pain or suffering to build strength. Like that is an important part of growth. Yes. You need resistance in order to build strength. If you don't have something to push against, you're not going to build strength. Just like at the gym, if you need weights to lift, you need that emotionally and mentally as well. And yeah, sometimes things can feel too heavy or it can be too much. But the important thing is to find out what you can manage, push back, build strength, and grow as a person.
Right. Because I was telling her, I was like, I don't know if like, I'm not going to say they're delusional, but it's like, they say all the time, it's like men understood what it takes to get what they want. Like, for example, he's like, a dude that's 5'2", 300 pounds and broke knows it's going to be very hard for him to find a partner, right? But if that same 5'2" guy, 300 pounds is a millionaire, it becomes very easy for him to find a partner. Maybe not for the right reasons, but
that's he define as a partner.
He can fill the void that he might have.
Companion, maybe, but partnership, he's probably going to have a very empty relationship, which could make him feel even worse than if having nothing and learning to just be happy with what he's got.
There are gold diggers out there, and the men they're with are happy. You see what I'm saying? It's one way. Your odds are very low because you're not appeasing in the market. The other way, you're very appeasing for the wrong reasons. But you might find someone who wanted you for your money and fell in love. I think you will find a lot. I'm not gonna say a lot. There will probably be more love stories of I married him for his money and I fell in love versus I married him for his potential when he was 5'2", 300 pounds, working at McDonald's. Right? I just like just and so
I think there's other factors though that go into this really is because like
I'm just saying if you think of it,
confidence is such a big thing because the confidence that it takes to put yourself out there and do something that could make him a millionaire, right, is also a factor in his personality. If you're not confident and you're not trying to achieve anything, not very ambitious, and that's why he's like working at McDonald's, doesn't have not that that's even a bad thing, but like
right, that's just a starter position.
If he's not exactly, if he's not looking to achieve anything greater than that because he's not confident in himself and he doesn't have the, you know, his footing under him, that's also part of his personality. So that's another factor that goes into that attraction. So it's more of like, is that the cause or the effect, right? That's the effect of him as a person and his confidence. So is he a product of what he was dealt with, being 5'2" and whatever size he is, or is his size or whatever else a product of who he is as a person? You know, like chicken versus egg type deal. How did he get into this position?
See, this is, and I do this on a very shallow aspect, because if we go down the rabbit hole of that, it's a rabbit hole. I do this on the aspect of, as a 7-year-old kid, you walk down, you see a Christmas tree. You see a gigantic box with the shiniest wrapping paper ever. And then you see a much, 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 much smaller box in some fucking cardboard. Just a paper bag. Which one would you naturally be drawn to?
A big box.
Exactly. So that
value could be, you could have a diamond in the small box and a giant.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I say. I use a very shallow extent, as in we can't go to what's in the box. It's not important. We're using on what looks appealing. 5'2", working at McDonald's, not appealing.
Of course.
5'2", 300 pounds, millionaire,
creatures by nature.
super appealing. Like, you see what I'm saying? So, and so what they were saying on the podcast is, if you take it as that, as in like men figuring out how to get what they want, which is the end goal of sex, they understand, I need to do this to get that. He's like, and sometimes with women, and once again, he speaks on all. I only take it as the women that call him, because they kind of seem like they fall in that category. Take it as
also that's a skewed demographic because of the women that are watching him. There's something that draws them to that
exactly right
podcast, right? And there's a reason they're calling in. So it's kind of a skewed demographic. But go on.
And so he says, like, what the women do is they try to change the rules of the game to get what they want. He's like, men have figured out what they need to do to get what they want. Women choose to try to change the rules to get what they want. He's like, that's why there's such a discrepancy of so many average women wanting high value men, where men, just men in general, want whatever they can get.
I think that there's another factor that goes into this, and this is a more primal factor, is what women will, a lot of, then again, we're generalizing saying men and women here, but a lot of times people will say that men only want sex. Well, why is that? And being a man, genetically, your body, from the second that you're able to, you know, reproduce, your body is telling you, spread your DNA and keep the species alive. It's a primal thing, and that's why men are so like horny all the time, and that's why they're trying to have sex with pretty much anybody that it will have sex with them, right?
They want to get longer as well.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas women are more selective with their partners because they're looking to have multiple kids potentially with the same partner. They're looking for a more emotional connection. It's not the same. Like, men and women both get horny, but it's in a different way. Yeah. It's different because what's driving men is different, right? Like, at the end of the day, both men and women are looking to reproduce, right? Like, when you're looking to find a partner, you're trying to find a suitable partner. Men, it doesn't matter as much what the other person like looks like, what their credentials are. It's just, this person looks attractive to me for whatever reason, and you kind of just want to talk to them, you want to get laid. So it's a more primal instinct that drives that. And then we have all these complicated layers of abstraction, let's call it, where in society, we're not cavemen and women anymore. Like, this isn't a primitive age where it's, you go out, you have to fight for your food. You have to try and find a mate that's willing to continue the species or whatever. You have to try and find social survival. Social survival is very important in today's day and age. You need to be likable. You need to be kind. You need to be intelligent or good at your job. You know, you need to be competent with a bunch of things that are more complex in today's day and age in society. It's not just the biggest guy goes out and kills the biggest animal and he's the most sought after by all the women because he's got the strongest genes to keep the species alive. Like, that now is the primal.
The guy with the biggest check or the biggest social impact is now sought after by all the women.
Yes. So survival, the definition of survival has changed. So there's a lot more factors that go into attraction that we're not even aware of. So you're not keeping yourself in check as to, why am I attracted to this person? Is it because I just like their physical appearance. Obviously that's a factor, is because they make a lot of money and they're financially secure. Yeah, that can secure for me and my kids. That's an attractive trait. But like, it's a combination of all these things. So like we will call people more vain than they actually are because we're just thinking, oh, she's only after this guy for his money, or he's only after her for her money, whatever. That's probably part of it, but everybody likes financial stability, so you can't just demonize somebody for being that. There is a certain level though to which that is the sole factor, and that person might get to that point in their life because they've been so beaten down and battered emotionally, so they don't look for that anymore. They just look for the stability, right? So it's a very complicated issue, and in today's day and age, survival is different. That is the key point. It is a social survival we live in. So that's where, like, if you try to make friends with people, even, it's always a matter of what are you bringing to the table, and that's why confidence is important. You can look at it as like, that's really shitty because it's not people just liking me for me. It's what can I give to them? But that is what it is. I wouldn't I wouldn't have friends if they didn't make me laugh or make me feel like supported or whatever.
Right.
Give something. It's a friendship is a mutual symbiotic relationship of you giving something to somebody, them giving something to you, and you not feeling like you're losing anything when you give to them. It doesn't feel like you're giving anything away. You're just building each other up. So that is an important thing in a friendship, but you are giving to each other. You get something from them. That's why you're friends.
Right.
Same thing with the relationship. You have to give to each other. Can't just be you're just feeding into a sink. That's not cool either. You can't be doing that. You're gonna burn out.
Let me hit you with this, because you ended up doing the same thing my wife did when she ended up wrapping it back to women are attracted to men, the primal instinct of men that can, provide, keep them stable, protect, so on and so forth. And so my counterpoint to her was, well, if women are driven by the same primal instinct, and that's why so many women overlook average men who are great for them, but don't have the money that they could get at some point. They overlook them to go for the 1%. I'm like, how can you be mad at a 1% who is feeding into his primal needs to keep reproducing and have sex with more than one woman? She don't like that. That is the opposite point. Yeah, no. So both. That's what I'm saying. Like, you see how like one side is giving into their primal urge was like, well, the other side is seeing what they're wrong. So it's kind of like.
I think the important takeaway there is neither of those is the correct mentality.
Yes.
I don't think it's.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the important takeaway. Is they're both in the wrong because they're operating based on their base instincts,
but it's wired into you, unfortunately. So it's kind of like you have to. Fight your natural wiring.
I mean, yeah, you got to choose to be a good person.
Yeah, that's what I was telling. I was like, yo, being a good person
people are not naturally good.
Right.
I don't know.
I have a good point to that, Austin.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to hear it, for real.
When it comes to people being inherently good or bad, I think most people try to find a moral middle ground because no one wants to be seen as a bad person, but people also don't want the inherent responsibility of being seen as a good person. Because if you're a good person, it comes with responsibility of doing the right thing, making the hard choices, self-sacrifice, putting yourself on the line for other people, and people don't want that perceived responsibility of, oh, I have to do the right thing because I'm a good person. It's hard. It's hard to be a good person, and you're also going to be met with a lot more opposition. The more good you do, the more people will try to tear you down or oppose that. It's like a law of opposites. You're fighting against
doing bad.
People doing bad, and people are going to get mad at that. People are going to see it as a challenge on their own character. Like if you're doing good things, right? Say you're giving to a lot of like charities, and you're out there doing stuff. I might take that as an attack on me because I'm thinking like, oh, you think you're better than me? Because me seeing you do good is drawing attention to myself of all my shortcomings, all the good that I'm not doing. And that makes me feel bad about myself, so I'll deflect and lash out at you. That's one of the biggest issues when I started trying to like work on mindfulness and like bettering myself and things like that, and like really getting my head around like meditation and positive mental health and all that. If I would talk about it with my friends and family, a lot of them would get like mad or defensive, because if they weren't working on themselves, they took it as like, I'm trying to tell them I'm right, you're wrong. You need to be thinking like me, or you're just like.
You know the paradox of that? That's the crazy part. It's like success. When you start doing something different and you start gaining success, how you could possibly lose friends or something of that nature, and it has nothing to do with you. It has to do all with them.
Yeah.
It's like that's like this weird paradox of self-improvement actually can hurt weak people around you.
Yes.
And cost you them.
And that happens in friendships, relationships, family relationships.
Shit, what a blink.
Let me
face, sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the killer?
Spirit.
It's a spirit.
Oh, okay.
I also found the
Totem.
on this side.
Yeah,
in the garage.
across from where he was.
Over here, actually.
Okay, we're good. I guess mine chill.
It's so, like I'm like I noticed it might be older, or maybe just like seeing a lot of different insights because looking at different podcasts, listening to different people everyday life. There's a lot of weird paradoxes in life. Like there's just like, how did we get here? Why is this an issue? Because my wife, she's like, why do you listen to this? Because they're talking to single people, and I'm happily married. So why do you even listen to them? I'm like, I just like hearing their perspective because I never thought a man talking to a woman would be this difficult. I kind of thought it was Tuesday. I thought
I just thought it was Tuesday.
Like to me, I mean, I'm not gonna say like dating's always come easy, but talking to people has always been easy for me, and people I've always been around has been easy with. So, not necessarily fighting to get an attention of a woman has always been an issue, but just having a conversation with a woman has always been easy because having a conversation with anyone has always been easy. But just to see like this huge disconnect, it's kind of crazy. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
There is a bit of a difference when it comes to talking to somebody versus talking to them romantically. There is like, I have no problem talking to anybody.
Easy to hit the switch and see, do our jokes and our this and that turn into something like, yo, you trying to go hang out, just me and you type thing, and just keep it moving. But just knowing when. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's
like
a gauge
you
that
pick up
everybody
on
has.
the signs, yeah.
You're
like, all right, there's a little something there. Like, all right.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
being
like,
able to pick up on chemistry. I mean, that's a skill in and of itself, though.
That's true.
but like here, like like some of these people's what they expect and this that. I'm like, you expect this? Like, how do you even have this normal conversation?
Important.
Expectations like that.
I was 99. Oh, I'm sorry, Goosey.
You hate to see it.
Well, at least I got my medal for that. Oh, 100. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, I'll look at it like that because we're gonna have to teach our daughter and our son how to navigate this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm out of practice. I don't know about you, but I'm hella out of practice. I was like, so just to see it is kind of like, huh. Ooh. This is not going good.
They are picking me up, so you should have some
All right.
time. I'll let you know. Oh, I'm getting hooked immediately.
That's not good. I mean, she's phasing right back there.
Yeah, she is.
Divide and conquer.
Rocky?
I was doing some administrative shit.
Oh, shit. She's after Rocky. Nope, after Rilla.
Oh, Rilla dead. How did? But
I hope it's being devoured.
She probably has the blood or whatever.
Oh, yeah, because I quick and quieted the shit out of that.
Yeah. Get out of here, get off.
I'll go for Rilla.
Yeah.
All right, guys, well, welcome to yourselves after this
She's
game.
coming this way, though.
Thank
She's
you,
going
thank you.
straight back to the
Appreciate
hook.
it, though. I see you. We're in mid-game stuff.
She coming. Oh, I tried the dead hard. Did not work.
It did not work. And now you on the run.
I'm being Morried.
You are being more. What is up with all these Mauries?
Well, she
She
has
had
Devour.
She had
Oh, that's right,
Devour.
Devour.
She's stabbing the shit out of me.
I know where it is.
Where is it?
It's not in the garage, right? I mean, that's the one I got dead.
Okay, it wasn't ready. Mistakes were made. Rilla's Maury for my mistakes. No, I'm not.
Is that where it is?
It was in, I thought it wasn't in front of the garage, or did you get that one?
I got the one inside the garage.
Okay, no one.
Okay.
That's the one I found. Maybe it's that we're taught or conditioned to think that men should be a fake facade of what a man should be, and that's messed up.
Wait, what?
Oh, someone in the chat was saying, man.
Gotcha.
I don't really know if that's necessarily the case. I don't think like it's any of that. I think it's just, I think, but the average man isn't celebrated, which is kind of the American way. You never celebrate average, but the guy
Fucking ew.
who goes to work every day,
Dude.
you know, makes
Oh, I got seen. I'm dead.
50 to 80,000.
I got
a
hosted
year.
before by some guy, small streamer, and a couple of the people that came in were just spamming, telling my chat to follow him. And I was like, I timed him out. I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, they didn't raid. They just came in and were like, follow so and so, follow the streamer. And he pretended like that wasn't what he did. I just saw a clip. He literally told his chat, go spam this guy's chat and tell them to follow me.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? Ew.
Ew.
Who the fuck does that? Disgusting.
God, just look,
Who the
look,
fuck
look,
does
look.
that?
The current
Gross.
channel you have, just delete that, start a new one.
Start a new one.
And,
Get rid of your
let's
face
start
spam
off
or
fresh.
you know.
Let's start off fresh, because if you do shit like that, you're not going to be here long. Okay.
Just start over.
Yeah,
just start over.
Just delete whatever channel you have now. Chalk that up as a rough draft. Throw it in the trash. And in your next channel, be sure to tell yourself, don't tell my community to say annoying shit to other streamers, because it won't help my career.
Yeah.
That'll be your first and only rule. And if you can follow that rule, you might have something. It might be okay.
I want you guys to all realize what's about to happen. So not only does that guy now banned in my channel, so he just burnt that bridge of connecting with another streamer in the directory. I ignored him so he can never raid me again. And now I'm about to give his name to 3 other streamers who are in the directory, and they're all going to do the same. So he just burnt 4 bridges for one dumbass raid. Like, what? Maybe you get one person to follow you by doing that? Probably none, because it's disgusting.
You're none.
Probably not.
You're probably getting none. But congrats! That one
there's a
follower.
4th one.
Trust me, my community's not going, because we talk about this shit. Motherfuckers coming to McDonald's trying to order Big Macs all the time. I mean, Whoppers all the time. Like we frown upon you coming in McDonald's asking for a Whopper.
Yeah.
This is not Burger King. So if you
this
is
Sir,
just
this is a Wendy's.
gross.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is this is a Wendy's.
Like what are you ordering here? Can I get the spicy Caesar salad?
Nasty.
Sir, this is Red Robin. What are you talking about? We do burgers here. Yeah, that's just bad. She got whispers?
And the worst part about it is, see, like, I would even think to post that clip to Twitter to be like, don't do this, and it'd probably blow the fuck up. But I don't want to bring attention to that person, because who knows if that could end up press is bad press type deal.
Yeah.
It's just better to just sweep it under the rug and give them no attention. Exactly. But don't be that person.
Yeah, like I said,
Don't be that person.
I was watching some guy who I can't remember, but he talks about business, and he did like a little YouTube short. And he was talking, and it was like how to go viral. And he's like, the truth is that people are like so desperate to go viral, but they realize it's just a spike, and then you just fall back to where you were.
Yep.
He's like, they don't want to face the harsh reality that to be successful, it's consistent work. You have to work this shit. You have to do this every day. You have to grind. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the sacrifice. You just don't become successful overnight. And it's like, that's how this game works. Let's say 10,000 people follow you. Who gives a fuck? You stream once a week.
Yep.
Follower count on this platform doesn't just determine success.
There's also a lot of people who will like do the follow for follow or the follow bot or whatever else. And then it's like, okay, cool. You got 20K followers, 50K followers, but you have 3 people watching. That do you not realize
once
that?
A week.
Yeah,
Twice a week.
But do people not realize that looks even worse?
Yeah.
It looks like you have a
It
massive
looks
following, but people
bad,
still don't want to watch you. So either you fell off or your content's dead or whatever else. If you have 3 viewers and 50 followers, people are like, oh, this person's new. They're just starting out. And then it's a different, you change your branding with that. You're literally branding yourself as either you're branding yourself as new and you're on the grind and on the come up, or you're literally trying to manipulate the system and ending up branding yourself as a dead streamer. Like, you just killed your own career by trying to boost it. Like, it's so dumb.
Yeah, these kids need a hand.
Like why even try that? Like, seriously.
Stupid.
Yeah, you got. I banned him.
Yeah.
I banned him on my chat.
Well, you don't even need to ban. Just type /ignore so that they can't raid you.
I banned him, but I'm gonna do that too.
If you /ignore, they won't show up in chats and they can't raid you.
Yeah, nice.
No free self promo.
Mm-hmm. That is like one really stupid way to use the raid system. Like,
so
That's
dumb.
And like people have did this before and know that this is bad.
this is not how. This is not the way.
But you know,
Legitimately just ask them,
they were thinking. They were like,
well, I was streaming, and if I was streaming and somebody raided me and told my chat to follow them and didn't say hi, they were just spam follow, that wouldn't feel very good. So I'm gonna go do that to this guy. So, let's see what happens. The fuck? I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to make any more of my content about that jackass.
all right, Rilla, what's the next hard-hitting question here?
Rilla always got the hard-hitting questions.
What you got for us?
Oh, okay.
This is just gonna be
Because I think
Tuesday
when
talks.
I might actually like
archive.
cut this out of the VOD and put it on my channel and see like, hey, podcast, what do you guys think? Just have like the gameplay in the back, and like maybe if they like it, then I'd like worry about getting like an actual setup for it, and we could all do webcams and talk.
Rilla, I would be super down for that. We should honestly get our
You keep
like
telling me that, but you sleep all damn day when I'm up.
tell me when a thing is happening and I will show up, okay? First of all.
I know,
Second
but I
of
don't
all,
wanna, like fuck with when you can sleep. I don't want to like throw your schedule off.
no.
Like you throwing
My
your schedule off is
schedule's
awesome.
scuffed 'cause
But
I had family over and like I was starting my streams late, so my schedule's super scuffed this week. But normally I wake up between 12 and 2. So I got all day. I'm good. But dude, if we got like, you know how like Trainwreck does his podcast and he has like literally like 5 to 10 people all on a video call.
Yeah,
Well, he
yeah,
also
I
do
would-
his Scuff podcast.
I would
If
love
we
to
did that
hear
with
a
all of
Rilla
us.
Rocky podcast. To be honest,
That'd be
like,
fantastic.
But it could be the Rilla Rocky podcast, but we could get like the whole group on some days. Like we just have different guests every week, right? And like we'll have
exactly.
5, 10
Yeah,
people
you
in a
just
voice
have
call talking
Tuesday
about different
talks.
topics.
Tuesday talks with the
Tuesday and
boys.
Thursday talks, maybe something like that. Yeah, because I only want to do it starting off like, because like I told you, like my vision, because I watch so many different podcasts and take notes and shit like that. Dude, I wish I did more of the ideas I have. I'd be so much more successful. But I'm just so fucking many ideas with no actual action. It's ridiculous.
That is me and my dad. Growing up, I used to have so many business ideas with my dad. We'd sit around the kitchen table talking for hours, pull up a notepad, spec out the entire business and how we're gonna get developed and everything.
Yeah.
And then just
not do it.
with it. And we're like, all right, we'll throw it on the pile.
But so my plan is like twice a week we do 2-hour podcasts. Of the 2-hour podcasts, we clip up each section that we talk about X amount of minutes. So we put the whole podcast up as a whole, put the clips up as a whole, and we do that twice a week, and then we would just see how it flourishes or whatever. You know what I mean? I could either use my channel to help drive traffic to it. We could start our own separate channels. We would divvy up the pot 50-50 because I think we're both good outside of it. So I want to do some shit with someone where like we're not gonna fucking fall out over money, because like I'd rather have friendship over money any day of the week. So if it's like if the money were ever to be an issue, I'd be like, you know what, fuck it, let's just stop doing it, because like if we're gonna be bickering over that, I just wouldn't want to do it. But
I'll
that's
never
like
bicker
my
with friends
vision
over money either. Yeah.
Like that's my vision. Like, cause I want to do it with my wife, but then like I get another mic, I got to get my camera angle set up, I got to get a fucking chair in here again, which requires even more movement stuff, because she, you know, she wants the light in a certain way. But then it's like doing another streamer is easier, and that could be like a lead up to where I could figure out what we do wrong and get better. So then when I start something with my wife, it could be more polished. But that's like my thing. Like that's what I think would work. I don't know to what scale, obviously, but I don't know. I just think it would be cool.
You'd want to run them live instead of just, because I think running it live is a good idea. I did a podcast with my friend Snaps. She had a mindfulness podcast, and she did an episode on psychedelics, and I hopped on, but we just recorded, and it was a little bit more it felt a little more stiff when we're just sitting there recording. And we can also take like input from chat too, like
No,
discussion.
like streaming it while recording, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it would be like
you want to be gaming, or do you want to do like a podcasts directory? Because we could just go into the podcast directory.
Oh, I was gonna go and just chatting, but okay, that's fine too.
Yeah. Or we can do just chatting.
See, those are the
fine.
details that I fucking overlook because the brain gets the flowing and ideas get to going, and I forget about the little shit.
I mean,
like
don't get me
that.
wrong. I like gaming while we're doing it too. I was literally dumpstering that Huntress a few games ago while talking about like some super deep shit and just casually annihilating a Huntress is hilarious. But I don't think you're combining content at that point.
Yeah.
This is gonna be my LG. I gotta go do some Apex before the day is done.
Okay,
True.
cool.
Yeah. If only Rilla wanted to do some Apex with me.
Shut up, man. It's
He
Storybook
said
Brawl,
tomorrow,
right?
Rocky.
Tomorrow. I got you tomorrow. Plus, I bring you great conversation tonight. See?
You did. You're gonna bring me great conversation every day, Rilla.
Oh, by the way, next week, do you guys want to help me teach Dizzy Kitten how to play DBD?
I do. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to
I'll be
teach
around.
Dizzy how to play DVD. It'll be hilarious.
It would be.
But yeah, so I think like of what we just talked about, I might take that out and put that up on my channel and see how it goes.
Yeah, do it. See what happens.
Oh, the next topic I would talk about if we had time. Are y'all like following the Olympics any?
Not really, but I'm
Little-
aware of what's
little bit,
going on.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask what you think about the Simone Biles, her situation.
There's a lot to talk about there. There's
Yeah.
there's so many different things to unpack.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was kind of like, we only got one more game. I don't think we can get into that.
Yeah. Also, if you what do you think about the whole situation? There's so much to that situation. If you had a specific question, I could go into it, but maybe come up with a few questions or talking points, and we'll do that next. Save that for next time. Table it for next time.
Yeah, we table
Tabling
that.
it?
We table that. But yeah, I'm down with that. But a lot of stuff I like. Either I'll find a story or I'll see somebody else talk about a story. Then I'm like, their takes be good, but then it's like, one of those things they add to it. So that would kind of be like my content in a sense. Because a lot of people I do talk about the same shit. Like no one's coming up with some new inventive topic that's untalked about. It's like same shit you see all the time as soon as you open up a browser, on Twitter, whatever. So because at first that was my first hesitant thing. I was like, yo, what the fuck would I even talk about? Because everybody else has already talked about it. Then I realized motherfuckers don't care if everybody ever talks about it because you didn't talk about it. Same way streaming works, same way playing games works.
They want to see you
didn't
talk
play
about it.
Exactly.
Also,
so then I was like, oh, now I'm over that hurdle. Now what's the next excuse I'm gonna try to use to not do this shit and get over that one so I can finally just do the shit,
The same thing as when it comes to business too. So many times you can talk yourself out of doing a business, and because you come up with the obstacles or the challenges ahead of time, you're like, oh, somebody else is doing that. Great, then do it better. Or you can just share the same space, take more space,
whatever. Yeah.
It's like, how is this person successful? There's so many there are so many owners of companies that are genuinely just unintelligent people, and I've had the displeasure of working for a bunch of them.
Did we bring this map, or was it?
I hope not. I hope we don't dislike fun.
No, we didn't. But the thing is, it's a matter of, okay, this person is an idiot and doesn't know how to run their business, but they just did it. They didn't let the obstacles of, oh, this challenge is gonna get in my way. They just fucking did it, and it worked out because they actually just worked.
Yeah.
They just put it out there.
I don't have spine chill, so now I'm scared.
Oh, she full 360 to get that hit. That sucks.
Yeah,
I thought that was a good spin.
So I go through I'm noticing all right, so I know what's wrong with me why I don't do shit. So I go through this weird process of solving my own excuses and stop being a bitch, but it's a long process. Take about 2-3
Take
weeks
that hard.
of me convincing myself to not be a bitch and do what I want to do. But I said, it is a process.
You just gotta write them all down, bring them to the groups. We can shoot them down for you in the span of 30 minutes. we just fast pace that junk. Be like, nah, Riddler.
Yeah. So yeah, it's so weird because I was telling my wife, so why don't you this, why don't you that? I'm like, look, I'm going through my process. She's like, what does that mean? I'm like, I'm going through my process of me actually getting failure out of my head and getting the fear of failure. Accepting that, if I fail, it's cool. At least I did the shit versus not doing the shit and not knowing what would have happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, but it's still a process. She's like, well, you need to hurry up with your process. I'm like, hey, at least I got a process, all right?
Yeah.
How long it took me to figure out this fucking issue I had? This issues cost me hundreds of ideas probably. I don't know. It took me forever to figure out how to get out of this funk.
She has 5 of the trap removers, by the way, instead of 4.
What does that mean?
It means she has an add-on where it could take up to 5 tries instead of 4. Extra trap.
Jesus.
Oh, okay. Oh, Goosey.
Oh. Did I scare you?
Yes, I touched you the fucking chick. I don't have spine chill on, so. You caught me without my sponsor. I feel naked.
I'm sorry.
Caught him with his pants down.
Oh, good.
Let's go try to take a hit for Austin. I want to get my medal.
Trapped right now.
Yeah, I want to get my medal of man. I want to get my medal of man.
I mean, I used to overthink stuff to the point of not doing shit, but I've gotten a lot better as I've stopped. Because I literally told myself stop being a bitch. That's kind of it. Like it's not the most helpful way. I'm not recommending that to everybody, but that's what works for me. It's like, yo, why are you being such a bitch? And it's like, oh, no, what? And it's like, exactly. That's
every
what I said.
personality type responds to different motivation.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I don't know if you go through the same thing, but you like put stuff off because it's like, oh, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and then when you finally do it, you're like, well, none of that happened, so that was neat.
Yeah, and
you're like, hey, great, yeah.
You're worrying about the entire time, and you ruined like 2 or 3 days stressing about it that you didn't need to be stressing because you weren't doing the shit that you need to do.
Yep. Rocky, are you gonna be able to get this trap off your head?
I don't know. I got one more to my left. If it's a 5th trap, I might be fucked. Oh, it's 5th trap. Let's find out. Find out next week on Is Rocky Screwed? Come on. If I miss a skill check, I'm dead.
Oh shit, Rocky, I'm gonna take a hit for you.
Oh,
what?
Rocky's dead. Wait.
Oh no. What?
Wait, did you?
Wow, she's gonna play that. Wow.
Yeah, Goosey dropped down right in front of me.
I didn't even know she was down there.
The second I get off the hook, I'm gonna explode.
That's
basically
how it works?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
That's kind of lame. I hate the pigs play like that.
Okay, well.
I'm fully recovered.
This is gonna be.
So is Rocky, Rocky's dead on hook. Oh no, Rocky's hooked right now. I'm an idiot.
Rocky's
Don't
apparently
Rocky's dead when you get off hook.
Is she below me?
Is she slugging right now?
She's looking for me.
My daughter's swim coach. My wife said her old nickname used to be the swim Nazi, kind of like the soup Nazi, and she's fucking like old school as hell, like in how she coaches them. So like one little girl was having like just a rough day at it. I'm one tap by the way, and so she was having a break because like it was a day like they learn for a week, and on that Friday parents get to come see what they've learned. So I guess she was just having a rough day because her mom was there or something. And so like she was just on her, like just you're gonna do it. I don't want to hear no crying. Don't you try to grab me. You grab the wall. Like she was legit on her. So the girl finally got it. We clapped for her, this, that, and other. And the mom went to like, you know, tell her congratulations. She's like, "What are you doing, mom?" She's like, I just want to give her a hug. She's like, "Don't you give her a hug. We're not done yet." And the mom just went back in her little corner and sat the fuck down. Dude. I was like, yo, I love this lady. Like, yo, that's that old school shit. I love that style of coaching. I am weird like that. Like, and the mom did it too. It was like, yo, respect the coach. But and it's one of those things that like, that's what I was telling my wife. Like, when you watch like dog trainers, they don't train the dogs. They're training the owners. Because the dogs know what to naturally do. It's just the owners fold, so the dog gets unruly. So they have to teach the owners what to do to get the dog to do what you want them to do and respect you as a pack leader. I mean, that's kind of how it works with sports and coaching. Like, you're kind of coaching the parents to like, look, they don't need to be coddled right now. They need to, do what the fuck they're supposed to do because they know what they're supposed to do. Like, she knows how to swim. We've been doing this all fucking week. Like, you shouldn't be drinking water. My wife's like, did you been there with my daughter? I'm like, nah. I would have been applauding that lady. Well, that's right. You tell her. Fucking drown on me. It was so funny. But like I said, I grew up with that type of coaching, so it's like I'm used to it. But my wife's never played a sport, so this is abuse in her eyes.
That's fair. It's like, why is that man yelling at our children? It's like, oh yeah, that's how it goes.